Okay, let's see. Which topic do I want to talk about? Okay, so sometimes whenever I am just out and about doing my own thing, kind of in my own zone, they say, wandering by myself or just wandering around, just doing me, whatever. And sometimes I get approached, and some people would say, "What's the matter? You look sad. You look lonely." And I'm like, "I'm fine." I may be in a situation that you might find very saddening, and yeah, but we all have something that we may feel sad about. However, because I'm a very high spirited person, that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't feel the way that you feel. But I do want to mention this, um, sometimes when a person can identify that about me and they feel like they should be around me, that person is thoughtful, but you don't get too many people who know how you feel, and they feel that they would be a good asset for you by being around you, like they would be the company for you. Now, this is where you have to be wise. Not everyone needs to be around you. So that's one thing that should be learned by now, especially if you're of age. I've had people identify um, that I did not, look like I was happy. Either they saw it in my eyes or they just felt something, but it was never a dangerous feeling. It was, it's one of those, let me sit by him or let me make him laugh or something like that, because this is not Chris. Chris is never like this. Well, that's very thoughtful for some people to think that. And sometimes it's a shock whenever I hear people say that. However, some people will not tell you, and that person could be good for you, and that person could not be good for you. Doesn't make that person a bad person, but it necessarily means that, you know, yeah, I might be feeling the way that you feel that I feel, but that does not mean that you are still good enough to be around me. Now, don't get it way out of proportion. Not saying that you're not good enough. I'm saying your lifestyle may not be a need for my lifestyle. So that's just anybody. It's not just me. It's not just the person beside you. It's everyone in general. Because remember, they tell us we literally need to watch out for the environment that we are around. Either someone is going to aid to you verbally or physically. Either way, you should be able to pretty much scope out the wise part of a person, and you should be able to generate ideas about what you should do for your life, for you to become responsible, for you to become established. um, I've had so many people literally come to me that were good, and they identified that, um, well, pretty much like this. Not too many people that are good for you are going to be around you to identify when you look like you feel the opposite of what you usually are to them, that is appeasing. Um, a person that is good enough to be around you won't even focus on um the negative part of what they see about you that is different, unless it's something like really major and you cannot like they cannot like help but say something, but even then they would not even, continue that conversation for that amount of a long time. That good amount of a idea that that person has will be extended. So either they're going to stay there to encourage you or say some things that is not pretty much disruptive with um, um, the positively atmosphere that happens between conversations and you and that person being there, because that's just that person's lifestyle. Now, there have been times where I was literally at a shelter and pretty much like at a grocery store or just out and about in public or going somewhere, and I'm literally by myself and someone else approaches me who probably seen me before or haven't seen me before, but they felt as if they approached me to start a conversation to talk about something that I would also be engaging into that, um and that whatever they engage in the conversation with, it's something, is going somewhere. But some people who are who doesn't have the right lifestyle that matches your lifestyle, not that you're a bad person, but it literally means that you may need to consider understanding and being able to identify your characteristics before you try to manipulate someone with a conversation to get something out of them, because either you're lonely and you need something, or you're lonely and you're not going to bring anyone else down with you. That is a difference. But back to what I was saying, I've had situations to where I have literally gone to a shelter and I did not speak to anyone unless I was passing by to say excuse me, or someone was to ask me something little small and I was giving a response back. Um, because I've seen other people who come in and out of places when they don't know anyone and everyone else is a stranger. And when everyone else is in a situation to where they're there to get help, um, or they're busy doing something about themselves, getting themselves together or whatever they're doing, a lot of people don't carry conversations just with anybody, especially nowadays. So, how I can tell what type of spirit is operating there with me and other people determines how far the relationship goes between the both of us. But back to what I was saying, I got off track again. I have literally been in a shelter before, and I have literally had someone who thought I was really good. I was really the type of person that they would want to be around, but I did not feel that same way about them, nor did I tell them because of how I know how people would feel. Some people are pretty much straightforward and don't care about how they would feel after they say it, or some people would just give off signals, different looks, in order for the person that thinks that they're the right fit for them, in order for them to back away. That's what usually happens to some people. Everyone has their own way of showing, um, uh, of how comfortable they feel when someone is around them that they don't really feel should be around them. Um, but I wanted to talk about that topic because I wrote it down, and it says, where is it? Oh yeah. People say I look lonely. This is sometimes people say I look lonely. So they feel that they should get close to me, but they may not be good enough for me. Now, that's why I pray for people, even if I don't know them, and you know, even if I know them or if I don't know them, or I feel like that person's characteristic or lifestyle um is way out of the league of minds and it's a little bit too dangerous, or and things like that. That's why I pray for people. Um, for the number one reason why I pray for people is not just for them to have to be safe, really, because they have their choices. God gave you your choice. I literally pray for people because I know that I can be respectful enough all the way through with another individual, stranger or not, but they may not have that type of discipline. So if you're not careful, if I'm not careful, either I can be a victim by engaging, or I can be a victim just by being around or in that person's presence. And that could be dangerous. So that's why I pray. I pray for the benefit of my protection. But while I'm praying for them, I ended up praying for their protection as well, because do not get anything out of proportion. We all know that good people who are not fighters, who are not instigators, people who are not troublemakers, can respond in the same way that the person is responding to that would do harm, but we choose not to. So, therefore, be thankful for the people who are praying or who are considered prayer warriors, whatever you want to say it, because that is literally the reason why it's important to pray for another person. Now, not many people will agree with that, but if you think about it, yeah, you would agree with it. Um, I mean, it's specifically for the ones who are spiritually there. They would literally understand what I'm saying. And even if you don't consider yourself, like I said before, 100 times in my videos, if you're not considering yourself spiritual or anything like that, you would even know what I'm talking about. Because there's only one God, okay? No matter what you believe in, you know that there is a righteous self and there is a disobedient self. Um, in a bad way, because you can be disobedient in a good way, and then you can be disobedient in a bad way. That should be a whole nother topic, but literally, um, that is what I have encountered, and a lot of people are actually missing that. But just think about that for a minute, and do know that you may not have a lot of people around you because they can see the lifestyle and characteristics that you have. If you find yourself trying to go around people who you feel um, you should be around, and you're just not like, it's almost like you're feeling rejected. Just know that people who are not in your boat feel that same way also, but it is um, there are literally some people out there who are praying to protect themselves from that type of lifestyle. So it's that type of experience that you should think about. Because anytime someone does not want to say how they feel about you to protect your feelings, even though you say, you're real, you're strong enough, you don't have any feelings, you're not going to have your feelings hurt, even though you feel that way, just know how deep it is for someone to still pray for you. Know what type of person that is, and understand the difference between, um, someone who wouldn't even pray, or someone who would act the same way that you act, then everyone needs to be different, but kind of in the same in a way. But some people, are have um a rejection slash rebellious type soul type thing, and other people who have lifestyles that aren't so out of control can actually see that. So it's nothing against you. It's something that you should work on, and even myself and everyone else have to work on it as well. But you would know when a good-hearted person is a good-hearted person, and you will also know when you are the one that is out of control. You may not say it out of your mouth, but you would know. You would think about it. So always think about that, guys. Take care. I'll make a whole nother video. I got one more. I got like 5 more to do, but I had to get this one out of the way. See ya.